James Kaufman, World News Report today, August 18th, 2024. God bless you and yours, no matter where you are in the world. Please subscribe, give us a thumbs up, ring that bell for critical future updates. Jesus revolution reported in Iran. Mosques close as Muslims turn to Christianity. Over 75,000 mosques have closed in Iran this year alone. When you think of Iran and religion, Christianity isn't what comes to mind. The Middle Eastern nation isn't just the biggest Shiite Muslim state in the world, it's also one of the most draconian when it comes to enforcing the tenets of this religion. The country's morals police is again in the international spotlight after they reportedly shot a woman last month for a violation of the country's mandatory hijab laws, according to the Associated Press. However, amid the severity of the country's morality crackdown is a ray of light for Christians. Iran may well be in the midst of what some commentators are calling a Jesus revolution. In a Tuesday article, the faith-based outlet CBN News, writer Gary Lane described how an unprecedented number of Muslims are choosing to follow Christ, especially in Iran, as people search for a better life. You have a country with one of the highest drug addiction rates in the world. You have a country where corruption runs rampant. You have a country where more than half the people live below the poverty line, said Todd Nettleton of The Voice of the Martyrs, a non-governmental organization focused around providing support for persecuted Christians. Quote, and the people of Iran are looking at this and they're saying, wait a minute, if this is what Islam has brought us in the last 45 years, we're not interested. We want to know what other options are out there. Nettleton said that over 1 million Muslims had left the faith for Christianity and around 75,000 mosques had closed, a claim that has been echoed in other outlets like US-based Iranian International, but which is difficult to verify given the nature of Iran's closed society. This is not something that is making the regime very happy, and really, in many ways, they are seeking to solidify their power and to crush any kind of dissident, Nettleton said. Quote, we have heard multiple stories this year of Bible study, a home church being raided. Everyone there is photographed, everyone there is questioned, but then the leader of the meeting is held on to. They are arrested, they're detained, and then they are imprisoned. However, he said that family and friends are often easier on Christian converts than the government is. They kind of have the attitude of, hey, if you found something that works for you, if it's Jesus or if it's atheism or whatever it is, if it works for you, I know Islam doesn't work, so I'm happy you found something that works. The move towards Christianity is a surprising one for those of us familiar with Iran only as a merciless, theocratic state, yet it isn't a new phenomenon. In a 2023 piece for the Washington Stand, a Christian outlet, Leila Gilbert noted that, quote, a significant survey taken in 2020 by Gan Am, a secular Netherlands-based research group, reported that there are far greater numbers of Christian believers in Iran than ever before, more than 1 million. In fact, those involved with the house church movement in Iran are convinced that there are likely several million Christian believers there. They're all afraid to actually express their beliefs. In my research and interviews, it has become clear that new Christians' witnesses to others are mostly shared in quiet conversations, encouraged by low-profile online Bible studies, and affirmed by visions, dreams, and miraculous answered prayers. Due to their risky circumstances, recent Christian converts are enthusiastically communicating about their changed lives with friends and loved ones, but quietly and carefully. However, their discreet but persistent witness accounts for the extraordinary number of new Iranian believers who meet in small house churches, she wrote. These house churches are usually comprised of no more than 10 to 15 believers. On a given day, they arrive one by one in a small apartment or some other nondescript location. After the last one enters, the door closes and locks, and they all take a deep breath and relax, greeting each other warmly. And one church leader quoted by Gilbert noted that it isn't just in spite of the state, but it's because of it as well. What if I told you that the mosques are empty inside Iran? What if I told you that no one follows Islam inside of Iran? He said. What if I told you the best evangelist for Jesus was the Ayatollah Khomeini, founder of the Islamic Republic? Don Schenck, the executive director of the Tide Ministry, said what's happening in Iran is indicative of a wider trend as well, according to CBN. I think what's happening there is actually representative of what's happening in the Islamic world as a whole, he added. Quote, we get responses from listeners who say, now I understand that God loves me. I always thought that God wanted to punish me, Schenck said. Quote, and I think there's an awakening that is taking place across the Muslim world, not just in Iran, but across the entire globe. With that said, God bless you and yours. I personally had no idea. Share, subscribe, and always remember, anything's possible in Bizarro World.